So it deletes old tweets?
No, I deleted them.
There it is.
Is that current?
It's always like, what?
30 seconds out?
Yeah.
Alright. Just remember that because I just shut that down.
Go ahead and what?
I just shut that down. So I reset it and that's what it is.
Oh. That's what.
I mean, I'm assuming. Do you want to check the portal page and see if it's... Well, we apologize for any
that's probably good. You want me to run it?
I'm trying to forget my fingers are so good.
What if we do this? Do you have the extension to this? Okay. Do you have the extension to this audio? I'm sure as soon as I do this, it'll blow the whole thing up. Here you go, Kitty! Here you go, Kitty! Over here and do the audio. All right, we are about to start the second half of this Orange versus FOH game. So many technical difficulties leading up to this point, I don't even want to get started. What I will say is, knock on wood, we look good for the second half. So here's where we're at. Select is up 38-37. Doesn't appear that we are the only ones having technical difficulties, as the officiating and scorekeepers crew are also having some issues, which is what we're having a delay for. I'm not sure what the issue is, but it does appear that we are getting closer to starting. I see some guys mopping things up on the side. Could have been a spill of Gatorade or water. A lot of guys mopping up the floor. I don't know if there's a leak in the roof The officials clearly concerned about safety. Like really, really concerned about safety. I mean, really concerned. And now we've got multiple mops out. I know you tuned in to see a basketball game, but you're getting bonus coverage of floor cleaning. We got Coach Johnson, one of the best in the business at cleaning floors. Apparently, people don't know that about him. But certainly a pro. We know he's going to give it everything he's got no matter what he's doing. I mean, the technique is unreal. You see the overhand grip, a good angle on the push. And of course, we can't go anywhere without acknowledging how amazing the equipment is with the angled handle. I tell you, Coach Johnson too does it. He looks great doing it. Popping the bright red Nike shirt. I mean, complete player over there. All right, we're going to get started now. Back to basketball. And FOH opens with a deep three. And pardon me, I had to scroll backwards. They are now up 41-37. Select probing the zone and finds Dylan Holst for a wide open three and make this a 1-point game. 15-15 to play in the second half. Another deep three ball is good. That is 3 straight possessions of 3 balls for these two teams. 44-40 FOH. That one doesn't go, and Select will get the board and push. Holst finds his way inside and gets the finish. That bucket makes it 47-42. FOH on top, 13:45 to play in the second half. And it rolls in to make it a 7-point lead. FOH 49, Select Orange 42. And a finish at the rim to make it a 5-point game. (51-44), just under 13 to play. We're at Issaquah High School, playing in the Premier Summer Showcase. And there's another three to make it a 10-point game. Friends of Hoop certainly feeling that 3-point. And Coach Johnson wants to take a quick timeout. Second game of the day for Orange. According to Coach Johnson, lost by 8 earlier, but they played really good. Had a lot of positive things to say about his guys. He's very excited for the rest of the tournament. See some really good things. Don't have a report on FOH. Not sure if they won that first game or not. The way it works here is pool play for the first 3 games, and then depending on how you finish, you will be seeded accordingly into a go home. Bracket play for most teams will start Saturday night. For teams that win, they will advance and have games potentially most of Sunday, as long as they keep winning. FOH staying in that zone, but great movement by the Orange team to get the easy bucket and make it an 8-point game. Quick hands from Connor Cooper creates the steal. Select pushes. More great ball movement, just can't get that one to go down. It was in and out. Looked like that could have been a held ball, but they're going to get the foul, and FOH will head to the line to shoot too. 11:51 to play. FOH 54. Select Orange 46. And that second free throw extends the lead to 10. Select continues to move the ball well and find open shots. That 3-ball makes it a 7-point game. On this tough step back, I think Select would be willing to give that up at any given point. That just happened to go down. It does make it a 10-point game. 11:15 to play in the second half. More great ball movement from Select, and on the rebound, we've got a jump ball situation. Possession will go to Select. The 2-footer brings it to an 8-point game. However, the kick out for the 3 makes it 11. FOH definitely has 2 players feeling it right now. So that's going to have to find a way to slow them down. 62-51. 10 minutes to play here in the second half at Issaquah High School. Some quick hands on defense and finding the open slice and dice. That one doesn't go, but the follow gets the foul. And Dylan Holst will head to the line for two with 9:50 to play. And if you're just joining us, we did have some technical difficulties in the first half. Been told that we could consider them major technical difficulties. But we appear to be up and running now. Hopefully this is coming through clearly to wherever you're watching. On the deflection, Select will maintain the possession. FOH remains in a 2-3 zone. Another great inside-out kick. Just can't get him to fall. FOH pushes. And the runner's good. 13-point lead for FOH. Spencer Fair with the offensive board, and he's aggressively getting to the basket. He'll draw a foul and head to the line to shoot two with 9:05 to play. (64-53), 9 minutes to play in the second half. Select Orange 17U taking on the Friends of Hoop. And even though Select isn't hitting a lot of outside shots, they are crashing the board hard and getting several extra opportunities. And a great baseline take to make it a 9-point game. 8.5 to play in the second half. Now we've seen that before. Another 3-ball from FOH. Now a 12-point lead with under 8 to play. And Select Orange will take another timeout. Full timeout. And while we've got a little time, let's talk toughness. How tough are you? Can you play through heat? Are you fearless when it comes to injuries, bumps, and bruises? Are you willing to compete against anybody? If you answered yes to all of those questions, you might be able to handle Bam Jam, the toughest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the West. Bam Jam will be hitting the streets of downtown Boise, Idaho, August 11th and 12th, and you can learn more about this tournament by going to bamjamboise.com. Now, why would anybody want to play in this tournament when it's hot, grimy, sweaty, tough competition, a chance for rain or 100-degree weather? You're playing on the blacktop. You're going to get sprained ankles, bumps and bruises. Why would you play? Because you love it. Because you love basketball. If you don't love it and you're not tough, you don't want to play. Don't go to bamjamboise.com to learn more about this unique tournament. But if you want to see why 300 other people play in this thing, 300 other teams playing it, you might want to check out bamjamboise.com. All right, we're back to action. 7:40 to go. Select down 67-55. But they will head to the line to shoot two. And the second one literally hit, solid contact. But it looks like everybody's okay. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Those two guys are tough enough to play in Bam Jam. All right, we've got 7 minutes to go. Select down 67-55. I tell you, it's really going well. They just banked in a three-pointer to make it a 15-point game. That's tough to beat. But we'll see what they got in them. And that's how you answer. A great inside-out kick for the three to make it a 12-point game with 6.5 to play in the second half. And the lefty runner across the lane goes and extends the lead to 14 for FOH. Another step back. That's a tough shot, my friends. 75-58, 5:50 to play. And a good strong power move on the low block to make it a 15-point game. This step back from the corner is no good, but FOH gets the offensive board and they'll get another possession. Substitutions in for both teams. 4:42 to go. 15-point lead. FOH on top of Select Orange. And there's another deep ball. And that's how it's been going for FOH. They are hitting on a amazingly high percentage, as we do see Select answer with the three of their own. 3:52 to play Select Orange 63, FOH 78. A rare miss for FOH. They may have been too open. A nice finish by Kayamana to make it a 15-point game. And on the three, we've got 3 free throws coming. And that makes it a 14-point game. Now 2:54 to play. Select 65, FOH 79. And a nice high-low to beat that zone. 79-67 with 2:25 to go. And the 3-ball makes it a 9-point game with just over 2 to play. And possession now to Select. FOH makes a couple substitutions, get a shooter back in there. Three ball in and out. Touched almost every part of that rim. I think that thing was halfway down.